Hi everyone, welcome back to Skin School. How are you guys? I hope you're good. It's really summer everywhere, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about summer skin and sunscreen, and then I want to get into lots of answering your question. You submit so many questions, and I know there's so many out there who have a lot of questions, so I want to dive more people in today, but also start answering. I have a whole list of questions here. I will start answering lots of questions today. So sun is important to us because, you know, it's a mood thing. We all know how happy we feel when we are in the sun. We enjoy the sun. It's good for our overall feeling. There's a hormone called serotonin, which is also called the happy hormone, which we benefit from the sun. And, you know, if people live like in areas where there's not much of sun, and in the winter months we can tend to depression. So the sun is really good for us. Also, the sun is great for vitamin D production, and the vitamin D production is important for our collagen synthesis, but also for our bones and for our immune system. And that's also why we need the sun. So the sun, to exclude the sun from our life would be totally wrong. But obviously the sun is also our biggest stressor for our skin and our overall health, because the UVA, UVB radiated by the sun causes like 80 to 90% of the visible signs of aging. So our skin's aging is really directed by the sun. That's why it's so important that we also introduce to our skincare routine a sunscreen, a sunblock, like our sun drops. And you know, the UVA, UVB, the UVB is what causes the sunburn, and the UVA basically is the one which you can't see. So you can't really see from the UVA what it does until later, because it's more responsible for wrinkles and skin cancer. But the sunburn, we of course notice right away. That's the responsible UVB radiation. And so UVA, UVB needs to both be protected from. Even though we don't get sunburned from UVA, it's still there. And imagine when we are sitting in the car and the sun comes through the window, the UVA still comes through the window. Also when you're inside, or when you sit in the plane and you're in this high altitude, the sun really penetrates the window. So whether on a day flight you block out the sun with the shades, or you put sunscreen on in a plane, that's really not it's not a joke. So really protect from UVA and UVB. And also when you're in high altitude skiing, for example, and even if it's cloudy, the UVA can really also travel through the clouds. So it's important to have UVA, UVB protection. It's called broad spectrum protection. So if you go and buy sunscreen, always make sure the sunscreen has broad spectrum protection and not just for one radiation. So what's happening with UVA and UVB? They cause a lot of free radicals in our system. What does it do? It steals electrons from other molecules and disturbs other cellular function, and it is responsible for genetic mutations. And therefore it can damage collagen fibers, elastin fiber, responsible for sagging skin, and for and collagen structures can be taken down, although the sun is also responsible for building collagen. So we have to really get enough sun and daylight, and not exclude us completely from the sun, but not getting too much. And I think what you know, lots of teenagers especially like to do, they like to lie in the sun all day and become tanned. You know what tan is? Tan is an inflammatory response from our immune system, because the body sends all the melanin pigments to the surface in order to protect from the radiation. So it's, you know, we always think it's like a super healthy look and everybody looks better when they're tanned, but it's basically our immune system is trying to protect our system and our body. So it's almost like a sign of help, you know, the body is screaming for help. But you get a tan. I know everybody looks better with a little tan, but nevertheless, it's really not much wanted from our system. And when you're a teenager, you're not worrying much about wrinkles and aging, but I tell you early enough, you would see what damages in early years can have, what effects it can have in later life. So I, for example, you know, in my clinic, I see a lot of patients who are a little older and didn't know so much about sun protection in their early years. They did all this tanning and stuff, and had a bunch of sunburns. And now later on in life, they have quite some problems with the elasticity of the skin. You really see sun damaged skin, big deep wrinkles, and loss of elasticity and moisture in the skin. And I always tell you how important hydration and moisture is for the skin, and this also goes hand in hand with skin barrier function, and I always talk about it. I hope you don't get bored of it, but the skin barrier is really pretty much our outside protection situation from our body, and the skin barrier needs to be respected and needs to be strong. And if we damage our skin barrier, we have severe problems. And how can we damage our skin barrier? We can take very hot showers. We use very harsh ingredients and products, very harsh alcohols, mineral oils, fragrances, glycolic, retinol, retin-A, acid peels, lasers. So all of those, you know, treatments and ingredients can cause harm to the skin barrier. And skin barrier, I will repeat it quickly for the ones who haven't joined Skin School before. Skin barrier consists out of dead skin cells, a hydrolipid film, and a microbiome. And when we age, this structure is getting looser and looser and looser. And what happens when it gets looser, bacteria can enter the skin, or allergens can enter the skin, and water can leave the skin. And we don't want water to leave the skin, because hydration is really necessary, especially in our skin, for anti-aging purposes, but also for making sure the cells are hydrated enough in order to get enough nutrients throughout their process of skin cycle, skin cycle. So it's really important that we have this strong skin barrier, because if we don't, and you can imagine, you know, the skin barrier as a protection tool is just like a fortress. And if there are like little spaces in this fortress, then the enemy can come in. What is the enemy? The enemy is the sun. The enemy is the pollution. The enemy is the HEV light from our phones. The enemy can be a skincare product. There are possibilities now for these ingredients and stressors from outside to enter our skin, and then it can cause a lot of problems. It can cause premature aging. It can cause hyperpigmentation. It can cause, in general, inflammation, and it can cause even cancer. So that's why it's important that we keep our skin barrier as best functioning as possible. And when we're young, we have like this amazing skin, amazing functioning skin. So everyone in Skin School right now who's young, you can be assured our skin barrier is amazing and works, and it's just young and fresh and juicy and hydrated, and it's all amazing. So especially now, why would we mess up our skin right now? Don't mess with your skin. I think there are lots of temptations out there. Temptations like on the skincare market, the industry has everything for us, and everything we read, like anti-aging or firming or resurfacing, we're trying to get it all on our skin. But really, guys, stay good with your skin. Be careful. Don't fall for these empty promises, because you will most likely hurt your skin barrier. So if we go for glycolic pads, and that's a very popular product right now, and everybody's using it, or high concentrated vitamin C serum. Vitamin C over 5%, super damaging to the skin barrier. So stay under 5%. So all these like actives will damage your skin barrier function, and then something happens which normally only in old age happens. Okay, so don't age early. Stay young, stay beautiful, and have really great skin. And with respected skin barrier function, you most likely will have great skin. Yeah, and for everyone who is in older ages, skin barrier function still matters, and we can make our skin barrier function always better. Even though we age and we have loss of hydration and loss of growth factors, we can add certain ingredients to our skin which keeps our skin barrier young, and that's what we want. Okay, so if we have darker skin tones, like everyone with more melanin-rich skin, the melanin serves as natural sunscreen. Yeah, it has more protection from sun damage. Nevertheless, it still can cause hyperpigmentation. So for everybody, it's important to use sunscreen. Yeah, and especially also when we have breakouts and acne, and there are like micro injuries in the skin through those breakouts, there's like the chance of also causing hyperpigmentation. So especially if you have you know, vulnerable skin right now, it's very, very mandatory to use sunscreen. It's important to use the sunscreen 20 minutes before you go in the sun. Yeah, and it's important that you reapply once you sweat, or if you go swimming, reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours. What else is important? It's important that you apply the sunscreen everywhere. I created the sun drops. I'm going to show you, which you actually, oh, no, sun drops here, which you actually can mix into your cream. So when we talk about the SPF, I always think SPF 30 is perfect. It's, I think, 97% coverage. There's no big difference to 50 SPF. So I always like to mix it with my serum or with my face cream, which reduces the SPF in our sun drops. But nevertheless, it's really important that you apply it everywhere, also on your ears, on everywhere on your skin. And normally SPFs are very greasy. This is a great SPF because it is a skincare product, and especially when you have oily and acne prone skin, then you sometimes think, oh, it might be too greasy, and you know, it makes you break out more. That's why it's actually nice if you mix this with your hyaluronic serum or your moisturizer, and then you get a little lighter version, but still SPF 30, and then you apply it everywhere and reapply it. So it's a better SPF for you to use when you have oily skin. It's a chemical SPF, which also I think is important. It's the best filter there is. How does it work? It absorbs the UV light and transforms the UV light into heat. That's how a chemical SPF works. So let's see, there's also something called photosensitivity. If you go in the sun and you get these spots, especially when you take certain medications, certain antibiotics, Accutane, retin-A, all those ingredients can cause photosensitivity, so stay out of the sun if you use any of those products. By the way, guys, if you use retin-A and glycolic and any form of acid peel, you damage your skin barrier function, period. And if you go in the sun, then that's really not good, because the sun really unfiltered goes into your skin and can damage big time. Yeah, it's not good, especially also in the summer month, you know, to do laser treatment, acid peels, glycolic, retinol. I repeat myself over and over again because it's so important. And especially now when I do skin school and master classes so much, I get so much feedback on how we learn about our skin. And then because I explain it to you, you might change your skincare routine. And then after 2 weeks, you might text me and say, wow, my skin, and I'm so glad I did that. Because you know, when you use those aggressive ingredients and you cause this inflammation in your skin and you cause damaged skin barrier function, and you have, you know, all of a sudden dry, irritated skin, that's causing a lot of sensitivity, which you normally wouldn't have, and it makes your skin so vulnerable and you know, easy to damage, that you don't want to do that. And I keep telling you this, you know, even though I tell you every week the same. So antioxidants, why are antioxidants important? Because I just told you that the sun causes free radicals, and free radicals can be caught by antioxidants. And so they can help to inhibit the inflammation from the free radicals. And very good vitamins are vitamin C and E. And you can take it as supplements, but also have it in your skincare. Most of my products have vitamin C and E alone through purslane, but also some in higher concentration. Vitamin C is a great antioxidant, but as I said, don't go into really strong vitamin C serums. It shouldn't be more than 5%, because it creates this damage, and there are clinical studies which show that it's not. I didn't come just up with that. Actually, it's all proven by clinical studies. Okay, so when you go in the sun, use vitamin C and E also in the supplement. Also, what's really great is eating carrots or carrot soup, or this beta carotene is great also to create like a little umbrella in the skin, and gives also a fun tanned color actually. What do the free radicals and the collagen damage? What does it do to our skin, or what damage does the sun cause to our skin? Number one, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, elasticity loss, broken capillaries, spider veins, these little tiny veins on our skin, obviously fine lines and wrinkles, moles, or you can have like freckles which get bigger. You can get reddish brown patches. You can get very thin translucent skin, sagging skin, obviously age spots, dry lips, and the worst case you can get cancer. Yeah, and so when you talk about summer skin now, when we talk about summer skin, it's really mandatory to add the sunscreen. I mean, we use sunscreen all year round, but basically in the summer, that's the month when we heavily use it, also because we spend time outside and directly in the sun doing sports and being just active. Other than this, what changes in the summer month is that our skin is sweating more, so we sweat more, our sweat glands are more active, and our skin tends to become more oily. So it's really great to change your summer moisturizer to a little lighter version of the skin. I show you which one this is. So face cream light. Also, when you have acne prone skin, our clarifying face cream is quite light as well. So stay light with your moisturizer in the summer months, super important. But don't not use the moisturizer. We always use a moisturizer. We always use a moisturizer. The serum doesn't replace a moisturizer doesn't replace the serum. But really, also you need to pay attention to in the summer, stay hydrated. Yeah, stay hydrated. Hydration is the key to functioning skin barrier, especially when we are in front of these screens, which radiate a lot of HEV light, which can dry out our skin, and dried skin also breaks down our skin barrier function. So never have dry skin, and dryness is not being solved with a rich moisturizer. Dryness needs to be solved with hydrating tools like our hyaluronic serum. Hyaluronic serum is the most essential step in our skincare. Always use the hyaluronic serum morning and night, whether you use the clarifying serum or the anti-pollution drop or the super anti-aging serum or the hyaluronic serum. Always hydrate your skin. Super mandatory step. I won't let you get away with no hydration in your skin, because that's the key to healthy skin barrier function. So, and now I will just start answering questions as soon as we have we have yes, some in the line. Okay, this was
Catherine there.
Catherine, hi Catherine.
Hi
Catherine. Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good. How's it going?
Good.
Is this the first skin school for you, or have you been in there before?
No, this is the first time I'm doing it.
Okay, sorry for having just a short overview. Normally I do a little more skin barrier, but keep coming because I try to change this up each time a little bit.
Okay, great. My question is actually about sunscreens, because I have been reading a lot about people that are saying that sunscreens are not good because of the amount of chemicals they have. And it's really hard for me to answer because I don't have the knowledge to answer those questions. So people look at me and I'm applying sunscreen. They're like, don't you think it's bad because of the amount of chemicals? And I don't know what to answer. What will you say?
It's a very good question. Where do you live?
In Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica. It's a very good question. I love that you asked this question because you're absolutely right. Sunscreen that's not great ingredients. I made it great, but the filters nevertheless are chemical. Yeah, but I have like panthenol, I have like beautiful skincare ingredients in it. Nevertheless, the filter is chemical, and that's why I never I never would have put sunscreen in my moisturizers or any of my other products because I wanted to keep it away, because I only want to use the sunscreen when I actually be outside or on a plane. So I'm not just putting sunscreen on I don't have it like every morning in my skincare routine. I really only use it when I need it. Also, I just said I never exclude myself completely from the daylight. If I have my filter on, I will never get enough vitamin D for all my other health situation. I need it for my immune system. I need it for my bones. I need it for my collagen synthesis. So it's really mandatory that we get enough sun, but not too much. Obviously, if you want to lie in the sun, you should definitely use sunscreen. So you need to find the right ratio. What your skin type is, how sensitive you are, and definitely it's not everyday part of my skincare routine. Only actually if I'm out and about, and in the summer obviously it's almost every day that you need it, but still it's not just because it should be part of your skincare routine. I really make it dependent on what I'm doing every day. And if you are using high dosage vitamin C, if you're using retinol, retin-A, glycolic, you got to use sunscreen every single day, at night, and always. But then you also have to use the anti-pollution drops, because the light from the phone is same aggressive like the sun and does the same damages. So no difference. So if you use the sunscreen, you also have to use the anti-pollution drops. It's really something which is not really thought through by everyone just yet. Everybody knows we need to use sunscreen, but not everybody knows that we need to use anti-pollution drops, which is a screen on your skin against the HEV light, the blue light from the phones. And so number one rule, stay away from everything aggressive and skin damaging. And when you do that and have strong, healthy skin, then you use the sunscreen as your lifestyle, needs it. So if you are a surf teacher, you basically walk around with sunscreen all day long, and really important. But if you have an office job or something, it's different. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
So nice to meet you.
So we have Anna next.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Where are you?
I'm in London at the moment.
Oh, how's London?
Yeah, it's good. It's hot. It's been like 31 degrees today. So
I heard my husband is in London, outside of London, in the countryside. Okay. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's roasting here, but it's lovely to have the sun back.
Yeah, so good.
I wanted to ask a question on your advice how to build an effective skincare routine.
Very good question. So we need to cleanse our skin. Very important. The cleanser needs to be very mild, very effective, not harsh, very hydrating, and pH neutral. So that's a really good cleanser. It's a very hydrating face wash, super good for your skin. Then twice a week we need to exfoliate. We can do this in two different ways. You can whether use the enzyme cleanser or the scrub, whatever you prefer. The enzyme cleanser is a powder you mix with water. It's a very mild exfoliant, gets the job done, great for super sensitive skin. The scrub is also really hydrating, super mild, and I love it. So I alternate, it's really what you prefer. And then if you, especially when you have oily skin, it's good to tone. Then you use toner, or balancing toner. Also be careful. Most toners in these days have like acids in it and aggressive ingredients. So stay just hydrating good and loving with your skin. So use our balancing toner. And then I would recommend two things. A serum, this could be the Hyaluronic Serum or the anti-pollution drops, or if you have a certain skin problem, the clarifying serum, some form of hyaluronic serum, and then your moisturizer. And if you want an eye cream, but that's really the ABC of skincare. I show you our face cream. And if you have like such a routine, it's basically, you're basically done, you know?
Yeah.
All you need for good face skincare routine.
Yeah. And if I can ask quickly, for oily skin, would you recommend a chemical or a physical sunscreen?
So for oily skin, and by the way, for oily skin, I would recommend you the face cream light, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Hyaluronic Serum. And I would definitely use the chemical sunscreen. I definitely would use. Also, our sunscreen is not bad for environment and coral reefs and stuff. It doesn't affect that, which I think is important. And if you have oily skin, you mix this with your Hyaluronic Serum.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you so much for answering it.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Hi, Michelle.
Can you see me?
Hi, how are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm calling from Dallas, so excited to talk with you. I just had a couple questions. I suffer from severe eczema, specifically on my hands. This is a very hard time with coronavirus because we're always washing our hands and using sanitizers. And I use your anti-aging body lotion, but I know I've heard you mention that sometimes you don't let your daughters use specific soaps. And so I was just wondering if you had any recommendations on what I can do, because right now I get it repeatedly here and here, and it just is, it comes and goes, but it's extremely irritating.
Send me an email. I will send you over a hand wash, okay? It's
Okay.
not out. It's not out yet, but I will send it to you, okay? So you can use it.
Okay, thank you so much. And also your esthetician recommended potentially using the kids body cream.
Yes.
It doesn't have.
I just wanted to tell you. I just wanted to tell you, you should get the kids shampoo and the kids body cream, both, because that's really so good. Even the kids face cream, especially with eczema and you know, sensitivity. And my 5-year-old is so sensitive, and so I educate her about, you know, she cannot use soap, she cannot use like a fragranced you know, hand wash. I'm so after her, you know, with what you can use, because you know, the more you stress the skin, which is already vulnerable, the more you will have problems. So it's better to go all in healing mode. So use just like super clean ingredients. And the body wash from the kids is amazing. But also the body cream for kids, I had so much success with kids which with eczema.
Okay, I also heard if I was brave enough, I could try the kids like happy cream, because it actually helps with irritation. Would you recommend that, or the kids body cream?
You can try. I mean, the kids nappy cream has also zinc, so it's more like a paste.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you could try it. Try it. I have friends who use this stuff for everything. I mean, like. I definitely, I would recommend you to try that. Yeah.
Okay, and does the repair food, is that something you would suggest that could
help
on kind of like the inside with the eczema?
Yes. Anti-inflammation, zinc is so good for your skin, also for acne-prone skin. The repair food is amazing. 2 pills a day. I have my family, everybody's taking that.
Okay, and I also have just one more question. So I have in the past taken kind of a prebiotic and probiotic for skin and gut health, because I do believe in that, but it actually impacted, I went to the doctor because I all of a sudden started having some food allergies to foods with high histamines. And they said sometimes if you mess with your, you know, your gut health and your probiotic level, you can actually intake too much histamine. And so I definitely want to try the repair food, but it is something I'm a little bit cautious of. Do you think there's any risk?
Yeah, there are no probiotics. It's anti-inflammatory. There are ingredients like sage, thyme, rosemary. It's just so herbal stuff, which you can also find, you know, in your garden and stuff. It's more like designed to add to a healthy diet instead of, you know, probiotics. Also, there's so many on the market. You really need to be careful what you're using, which quality it is. It is safe. Is it certified? Do you need to keep it in the fridge? When do you need to use it? There's so many questions about probiotics. And you know, it's, you know, if you take antibiotics and then you want to rebuild your gut flora, it makes sense. Also, microbiome is in our gut, is in our skin. It's super important, but you need to be really sure that you do the right one. And maybe what I should do, should we do skin school about ingestibles and supplements and diet and stuff and probiotics? Should we do that?
It's really hard to navigate.
Yeah.
You know, you hear from friends. I tried a brand called The Beauty Chef, and it has great reviews, but I also know they can impact people in different ways. So I think it's important for people to know, because I really suffered a few months from extreme food allergies, where I was really not able to eat a lot of the foods I normally do. And I think it was because of the lack of education around it.
Yeah, so that's the thing, you know, we all, you know, they're like such big stores, especially in the US, Vitamin Shop, and you go in and you have no idea who all these brands are, and you know, and you need to self-educate on that in order to understand what you actually need. And I also don't believe in overloading on vitamins, because our body only can, you know, tolerate a certain amount of vitamins, but also some vitamins you don't even need. So you shouldn't take vitamin D if you don't know if you're vitamin D deficient. So don't overdose it, you know.
Okay. Well, thanks so much. Just want to say I really appreciate these schools and the live streams. It's great during this time, and I've converted fully to Sturm products and just seeing such a difference.
Your skin looks amazing, by the way.
Thank you. I love it. It's a treat every day just to take care of yourself.
It's so nice, no? I love it every day. Still, since so many years using it, I'm excited every day, and yeah, I'm happy to do it. Sorry, I haven't been on my life so much, but I actually decided to do another one tomorrow. But you know, sometimes are like, there are times when there's like, you know, when you just feel like you just want to step back a little bit. But I think we're going back on track, and I will do more lives also with Dr. Schubert. I think it's really interesting, you know, about vitamins and digestion, and you know, overall health is always like a big topic for me as well.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here.
Bye.
Oh, now I see you. Now I hear you. Now I see you. Hi, Brooke. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. I am addicted to these pollution drops, because I've been doing teletherapy for the last 3 months in front of this screen. So I just want to say thank you, because I had never heard of it, and then I tuned into something and found it, and I have just every day I'm like, it's amazing.
It's so good, no?
My main question is, when it comes to microneedling and needling in and of itself, I have been working with a physical therapist out of Austin who does what they call the baby face, and he does needling in wrinkles and things like that. I just wanted to ask you what your thought is on those two modalities, like not only just for pain with like a stroke patient, but just also on like a daily.
A daily?
Or I mean, not daily, but like to do microneedling once a month, or if you're going into practice. So if I wanted to go into practice and do some blow dry needling or some microneedling, am I damaging the...
It depends how deep you go. You know, if you do it at home with 0.25, it's fine, and you can do it together with the Hyaluronic Serum, for example. It's really great too, and it almost causes no inflammation if you go very short needles, but still promotes your growth factors, and it helps to boost your skin. So you can do this at home. If you do it in a clinic, it really depends how deep they go, and if you do a little deeper, you have to be careful staying out of the sun until your skin heals again. And from the effectiveness, it's great if you have scars and superficial wrinkles. I think if you have deeper wrinkles, it's better to do any form of injectables. But it's a good treatment, and depending what he microneedles into the skin, you know, it depends what he uses, like probably vitamins or hyaluronic acid or something. So it's not bad. It's good.
So it's good. And then after, you would just kind of, because I've even said, you know, do something after, like a toner or a cleanser or something, to just help their circulation after you do the dry needling or the microneedling. Is that okay? Like if you're doing some topical on that, what would you do?
What I would always do with the microneedling is the Hyaluronic Serum. And then once you have like, you know, the open little micro injuries, you want to put more hyaluronic serum on so that it goes more in. And, you know, I would always do this as an after treatment, you know.
Okay.
The hyaluronic serum.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you so much.
So nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Mariana.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I have a little baby, so not a baby, but a
I
toddler.
love that you all have babies and you look so cute and your skin looks great. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be speaking to you. So my question is about facial scrubs. So I have pretty normal skin, and I would say it's a hair, if it was oily or dry, I would say it 1% on the dry side. You know what I mean? Like it's half and half, but I mean normal, but a hair on the dry side. So I have your anti-aging serum and the hyaluronic serum.
Yes.
So I would like to incorporate a facial scrub, but logically I feel like, will that make my skin even more dry? Because I want the products to penetrate the best they can.
Oh, this scrub is amazing. You know, when I do this scrub, I show you how it looks. When I do this scrub, it feels like you don't even need a moisturizer. That's so as hydrating as it is.
So there's little tiny granules in there?
Yes.
Okay.
So tiny. It's super mild, but I show you. I take it away. Look how hydrating it is. You see? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I can see it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It already presents like a total glow. I love it. It's amazing. If you like scrubs, that's an amazing one.
And it's going to be beneficial to make the products penetrate a little bit more.
Yes.
Probably than without.
Number one. Number two, it takes off dead skin cells. It's enhancing circulation. It's great.
So this is the facial scrub or the enzyme?
That's the facial scrub. Thank you. The enzyme cleanser is more like it's a very gentle exfoliation with enzymes in it. And they break down the lipids and the proteins of the cells. So it's very mild. So it's just like a foam. It's a powder you mix with water and becomes a foam, and then you leave it on your skin for a minute and then you wash it off, and it's very like clearing up your skin and brightening and beautiful, super gently exfoliating.
Okay, so like you said earlier, they pretty much can be used a little bit interchangeably, but if I had to pick one, probably go with the facial scrub.
If you like scrubs, that's what you should use, you know? I love the scrub. I have it in my shower. I use it twice a week.
Okay. And as for the two serums that I have, is there a proper order to put them on? Or maybe I should do one at night and one in the morning, both in the morning,
so I do the
both at
hyaluronic
night?
serum in the morning and I do the super anti-aging serum at night. And you know what's also amazing for the night is the night serum. You could do the super anti-aging serum and the night serum and then your moisturizer if you want it. You can layer, but you also, if you have the hyaluronic in the morning and the super anti-aging serum at night, it's great.
Okay. And one last question. After I put the serum on, is there a time that I should wait to let it soak in before I put the moisturizer on? Okay, not long. Okay.
Yeah, you put it on and then you feel how it's, disappearing in the skin, and then you put the moisturizer on.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Let us know what's happening. Keep in touch with us.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Bye.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. Where are you?
Mexico.
Mexico. We wanted to go to Mexico yesterday, but then it's all crazy with the border and stuff, so we didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you? There was a big earthquake yesterday, no?
Sorry?
There was a big earthquake yesterday.
Yes, in Mexico City. Yeah, but I'm in another city, so I'm fine.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you if is it good for skin to use oils instead of cream, because I use like coconut oil and for night olive oil. So
I saw your question in on the paper, and I thought this is a good question to ask. And with oils you need to be careful, because often oils can shut down your own sebum production, makes your skin even more dry. Do you have dry skin or oily skin? What's your skin type?
I don't really know because sometimes it is too dry and sometimes it's too oily. So it's like both, I guess.
Okay. So two things can happen. Number one, it makes your skin dry. And number two, it can clog your pores and make you break out and you feel like you have oily skin. And number three, what can happen is that the oil and the skin disconnects, because if you have dry skin and you put oil on it, it can't really penetrate into the skin because the hydration part is missing. So hydration, if you put oil on your wet skin, you know, if you take a shower and as soon as you come out of the shower, don't dry it, just put the oil on, that's better. So you always have to have hydration first. And the best way to put hydration is the Hyaluronic Serum, for example, or, you know, you could put the face mist before. But I'm not a big fan of face oils at all, you know. I think it's better to use a good moisturizer, because the moisturizer is hydrating and has some very valuable oils, really designed for your skin and chosen for not causing breakouts and clogged pores. Whereas if you just use like an oil from a pharmacy or from the market, but you know, maybe your skin tolerates it very well, you know. If you are happy with your skin, if you think your skin is dewy, hydrated, and healthy, then fine. Otherwise, I would prefer for you to use a moisturizer.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Tina. Oh, your skin looks good.
Well, I've been using your darker skin tones collection.
Oh my God, your skin looks amazing. I love it.
So I love it. So my question though is, like, about once a month I have maybe one little spot down here. And so I'm trying to figure out what to do at night. And I was using some other serums that I've taken out of my routine now. And so I just wanted to get your picks for like your favorite products at night. I didn't write down the anti-pollution drops. I definitely think I need those.
Yeah, I think I would start using the anti-pollution drops in the morning, and at night I would totally incorporate the night serum.
Okay, I just got that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And for your spots, I have like the spot treatments, which is so convenient because you put it on your spot and it heals up your spot. And especially if you have only ones here and there. So I put it here, you know, then we have a clear version for at night, but we even have, like all kinds of shades now in the spot treatment. So you can cover your spot the same time like you heal it. And let's see, wait, this is number.
I just got that, so I'm a shade 5, and
You're shade 5. Oh, you already know, because I have the shade 5 here. That's what I thought. So cool. Put that on.
And then the clarifying, I'm going to go back to the video because you gave great advice for the clarifying too, because I find I get like a hormonal breakout just once a month, a little bit, and I don't want to overdry it.
Clarifying, you know what you can do? Use the clarifying face mask when you get it, and just in this area, use it like twice a week when you get the breakouts, and also switch to the clarifying face cream in this area. You know, you just treat your face then in zones, and just do this with the clarifying line these a couple days a month. And that's what my daughter is doing. She's switching up depending on where skin is at, you know.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, thank you.
You look so beautiful. I love your skin. Looks so great. Nice to meet you. Team Sturm will answer all your questions. And I will be back with you on Saturday for a masterclass, next Wednesday for Skin School, and we will have a guest next Wednesday as well. I hope you come back to me, and I wish you a great day or evening wherever you are. Sending you so much love. Bye, guys.